Having an effective and efficient inventory management system is imperative. These systems ensure that customers always have enough of what they want and balance that goal against a retailer's financial need to maintain as little inventory as possible. In business, the term inventory is used to describe the goods that a company has in its possession at any given time. For companies engaged in manufacturing activities, inventories are divided into raw materials used to make other products, partially completed products, work in process, and finished goods ready for sale to the trade. Manufacturers sell their finished goods to wholesalers and retailers. These goods, purchased and held expressly for resale, are commonly known as merchandise inventory. For wholesalers and retailers, the primary source of revenue is from the sale of this merchandise. In terms of dollars, merchandise inventory is one of the largest and most important assets of a manufacturing company. As an expense, the cost of goods sold is the largest deduction from sales in the determination of a company's profit, often larger than the total of operating or overhead expenses. Interestingly, merchandise inventory is an account that's found both on the balance sheet and the income statement. The method used to determine the value of this inventory has significant impact on a company's bottom line results. In addition to appearing on financial statements, the value of the merchandise inventory must also be determined for income tax purposes and insurance, and as a business indicator to management. To place value on a merchandise inventory, we must first know the quantity and the cost of the goods remaining at the end of the operating period. Merchandise held for sale must be physically counted at least once a year. Many businesses take inventory on a quarterly or even monthly basis. This is known as periodic inventory system because the physical inventory is counted periodically. Today, most companies use computers to keep track of merchandise inventory on a continuous or perpetual basis. This is known as a perpetual inventory system. For each merchandise category, the purchases made by the company are added to the inventory, whereas the sales to customers are subtracted. These balances are known as the book inventory of the items held for sale. As accurate as the perpetual system may be, it must be confirmed with an actual physical count at least once a year. Taking inventory consists of physically counting, weighing, or measuring the items on hand, placing a price on each item, and multiplying the number of items by the price to determine total cost. The counting part of taking inventory, although tedious, is not difficult. The pricing part, however, is an important and often controversial business decision. To this day, accountants have varying opinions on the subject of inventory valuation techniques. The one method of pricing inventory that actually matches the flow of costs to the flow of goods is known as the specific identification method. This method is feasible only when a variety of merchandise is carried in stock and the volume of sales are relatively low, such as with automobiles and other expense items. In reality, most businesses have a wide variety of merchandise and find this method too expensive because implementation would require sophisticated computer barcoding systems. For this reason, it's customary to use an assumption as to the flow of costs of merchandise in and out of the business. The three most common cost flow assumptions or inventory pricing methods are known as follows. First in, first out, or FIFO, cost flow is in the order in which the costs are incurred. Last in, first out, or LIFO, cost flow is in reverse order in which the costs are incurred. An average cost where cost flow is an average of the cost incurred. Although cost is the primary basis for the valuation of inventory, when market prices or current replacement costs fall below the actual costs of the items in inventory, the company has incurred a loss. All the inventory valuation methods listed in this presentation are acceptable for both income tax reporting and a company's financial statements. For income tax reporting, once a method has been chosen, the Internal Revenue Service requires that it be used consistently from one year to the next. Any changes in the method used for inventory valuation must be for a good reason and must be approved by the IRS.